ahead, 11, over. Are you picking up our TV signal? Affirmative. We have it up on the IDA 4 now. The focus is a little bit out. We see the Earth in the center of the screen. Still have a little white dot in the bottom of the camera, apparently. And see some land masses in the center. At least I guess that's what it is. It's very hazy at this time on our IDA 4, over. Let me change. I believe that's where we just came from. It is, well, I'm really looking at a bad screen here. Stand by one. Hey, you're right. Not bad enough. I'm finding the right landing spot. Now. It's not bad enough not finding the right landing spot. We haven't got the right planet. I'll never live that one down. We're making it get smaller and smaller here to make sure that it really is the one we're leaving. Oh, that's enough, you guys. We know there's a lot of scientists from a number of countries standing by to see the lunar samples, and we thought you'd be interested in seeing that they really are here. These two boxes are the sample return containers. They are vacuum-packed containers that were closed in a vacuum on the lunar surface, sealed, and then brought inside the LEM and put inside these fiberglass bags, zippered and resealed around the outside, and placed in these receptacles in the side of the command module. These are the two boxes, and as soon as we get onto the ship, I'm sure these boxes will immediately be transferred and delivery started to the Lunar Receiving Laboratory. These boxes include the samples of the various types of rock, the ground mass of the soil, the sand and silt, and the particle collector for the solar wind experiment, and the core tubes that took depth samples of the lunar surface. Roger, Neil. Thank you much for that description. We've got a pretty dark picture down here. Could you check your f-stop? We'd like you to have it, see if you could open it up a little bit, over. Okay, our monitor showed that to be very bright. We're down around around F4, which we thought would be plenty light. We'll lighten it up some more. Well, we'd appreciate it. It's pretty dark on all our monitors here. Okay, fine.
That's looking a lot better now, Neil. There's buzz. Houston, we have an excellent picture now, over.
Yeah, how do you read me, Charlie?
5 by now, Buzz, over.
Okay. More mundane affairs. Now that we've left the moon, I'd like to trace through a little bit for you developments that have taken place in the food department. I'm sure you've always type of a drink container. A little later, Mike will show you how the water gun operates with its new filter to take out hydrogen. Essentially, this water gun is put in this end and filled up this bag with water, and the drink then dissolves in the water, and this end of the mouth feeding. Likewise, we have other foods that are more solid nature. You can probably see this shrimp cocktail meal. This afternoon while the two of us had salmon salad. Another early development was the use of bite-sized food.
11, Houston, Buzz, you're breaking up badly. Would you check your Vox, over?
All right, how am I coming through now, Charlie?
All right, you're very clear when you come through. It's just that your Vox is not keying it every word, over.
Okay. These bite-sized objects were designed to remove the problem of having so many crumbs floating around in the cabin, so they designed a particular size that would be able to go into the mouth all at once. I think since all of our experience, we've discovered that we can progress a good bit further than that back to some of the type meals that we have on Earth. Matter of fact, on this flight, we've carried along pieces of bread, and along with the bread, we have a ham spread. And I'll show you, I hope, how easy it is to spread some ham. Environment of 0G. We've discovered that it is quite easy to all very familiar with.
Apollo 11, Houston, we noticed your roll rate increasing. Would you please see if you can bring that down to about 0 for us, so we'll be losing a high gain shortly, over.
We can also use zero gravity to demonstrate many things that we've all learned in school. I'd like to demonstrate briefly how easy it is to explain the action of a gyroscope. If I spin this can, we know that according to the equations of motion, that we would expect that if once this is given a spin and has a spin axis in this direction, if we give it a particular torque, and I'll do this by pushing my hands against it in this fashion once it's spinning, by the equations we can predict that as I put this torque on it, it will in fact rotate this direction. Let's see how well this works out. And as I applied the torque this way, it rotated this way. Too close, I think. Houston, it's a pretty good demonstration. Houston, this next is a little demonstration for the kids at home, all kids everywhere for that matter. I was going to show you how you drink water out of a spoon, but I'm afraid I filled the spoon too full, and if I'm not careful, I'm going to spill water right over the sides. Can you see the water slopping around in the top of the spoon, kids? That's affirmative, 11. Okay, well, as I say, I was going to show you, but I'm afraid I filled it too full, and it's going to spill over the sides. I tell you what, I'll just turn this one over and get rid of the water and start all over again, okay? Okay. And you can see up here we don't know where over is. One up is as good as another. That really is water, though, I'll show you. That's really not the way we drink. We really have a water gun, which I'll show you. There's the water gun. This cylindrical thing on the end of it is a filter with several membranes. One allows water to pass, but not any gas. The other allows gas to pass, but not any water. So by routing the gaseous water, which comes from our tank, through this filter, we're enabled to drink purified water without the gas in it, filtered water. And of course, all we do to get it started is just pull the trigger. Sort of messy. I haven't been at this very long. It's sort of the same system that the Spaniards used to drink out of wineskins at bullfights. Only I think it's even more fun. Well, be seeing you, kids. Thank you from all the kids in the world here in the Moker who can't tell the Earth from the Moon. All right, just stand by one and we'll get you that earthquake. Okay, K11 Houston, I have a picture now. Houston? That's affirmative. I refuse to bite on this one, though. You tell us. Okay, this should be getting larger, and if it is, it's the place we're coming home to. Roger. No matter where you travel, it's always nice to get home.
We concur, 11. We'll be happy to have you back.
It's Apollo 11, signing off.